Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matax Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you out here on this Wednesday where we've seen a lot of sunshine. We have seen temperatures obviously quite a bit cooler than what we had this time last night when it was still up into the 70s in some areas. Clear skies, though, but that's going to allow for temperatures to tumble tonight. We're headed back down to the 30s and near freezing. It's already 39 in Champaign and in Springfield. So, yeah, time to grab the jacket once again with these temperatures that are going to be into the mid-30s here through the rest of this evening. So, what about the rest of the week? I've got a little rain to talk about. That's going to be around for part of your weekend. I'll show you when to expect it when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
It's a profession that's getting more difficult by the day. What percentage of Illinois teachers now say they're thinking about leaving the job? And a woman is accused of hitting someone while drunk driving. Why she's not behind bars tonight.
And it'll soon be a new home for 200 veterans in Illinois who helped cut the ribbon at this state-of-the-art facility.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
We must make sure that everyone, students and staff, are in an environment that is healthy and safe.
A new survey found a large group of teachers in the state considered leaving the classroom this year because of the pandemic. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons in for Jennifer. The state's largest teachers union is calling for the state to take more control over how schools operate. We have team coverage tonight. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in Springfield. Courtney Bunting is in our Champaign newsroom. So first to Cole. Cole, what exactly did this survey find?
The survey found that 1/3 of the teachers union's members surveyed wanted to just leave the classroom during the pandemic. The survey, which was distributed to 1,300 members of the union, found that 12% said they just didn't want to be a teacher anymore, and 10% of teachers were considering early retirement, and 13% were reevaluating their career paths. The Illinois Education Association says that their members don't feel safe in the classroom and are worried about their students' safeties as well.
And it would be great if ISB or IDPH or the governor's office would come out with metrics, would come out with some standards. But as of right now, they are respecting local control.
The IEA wants the state to take more control in how schools operate instead of having school boards decide every plan. But with numbers rising, Governor Pritzker is considering another school shutdown. He says that he said today that he wants businesses and workplaces to consider having their workers work remotely so we can try to get cases to go back down and he doesn't have to take those extreme measures. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3. Your local news leader. All
right, Cole, thank you. While some teachers are considering leaving the field, others are staying the course.
Yeah, they say the hope of this pandemic ending at some point is keeping them going. We continue our team coverage now. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us. So, Courtney, you spoke to someone at J.W. Ader in Rantoul. They switched to fully remote learning just this week.
That's right, Paul, and that's part of what's difficult for educators because before the pandemic, they spent a lot of time working physically close to students. So it's frustrating, as you can understand, to be remote like many other districts are. But on the flip side of that is the concern about unsafe working conditions for those who are in person. I talked to Kellen Cyrock, who's a literacy specialist at J.W. Ader. She says she's trying to stay optimistic through all of this, but she says sometimes she's finding herself thinking about a different kind of job.
It would be so much easier to have, a desk job where you can work at home remotely. And so, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've looked at stuff like that. At the end of the day, you just have to think about job satisfaction, which I think, teachers are helpers. And so a lot of us get, our life satisfaction from our job and helping kids.
Cyrock also says she wants educators to know they aren't alone. There are a lot of other people going through the same thing, and she encourages educators to ask for help and reach out for it whenever they need it. I also talked to the director of teacher education at U of I's College of Education, and she says it's too soon to see how the pandemic has affected enrollment there. But in some ways, she says it's encouraged students to address inequities in the classroom. For example, the way the pandemic affects students who don't have access to a computer or the internet, or those with disabilities. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Certainly a new spotlight has been shown on those issues you just highlighted. Courtney, thanks. In other news, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly train crash. Happened around 9:45 this morning at Cabot Corporation in Tuscola. When deputies arrived, they found a man in his 30s dead. He hasn't been identified. Authorities believe that crash was an accident.
We have some new information tonight. An Urbana woman accused of hitting someone while driving drunk has been let out on bond. Barbara Anastasi's lawyer had asked for it to be lowered because she doesn't have any prior convictions. Police say Anastasi hit a woman walking in Champaign last month. The victim, Monica McCoy, has been in the hospital, unable to speak. If Anastasi is convicted, she faces up to 12 years in prison. State lawmakers are calling for new rules on pollution after a Target 3 investigation. Our team was first to report about methane pollution and dangerous levels of benzene showing up in extraction wells at a pair of natural gas facilities. Lawmakers now want rules to empower state agencies to prevent this kind of pollution from happening again. House Democrat Bob Morgan sits on the Energy and Environment Committee.
We're seeing that there's a breakdown in the government investigation and oversight, right? That's what it says to me, that we have created a system in which this kind of leakage and drainage and all the different outputs from NICOR were happening without the watch of the government. And in fact, in a way that probably is causing harm.
Lab tests taken from NICOR's extraction wells in LaSalle County last year showed levels of benzene that were more than 5,000 times too high. In a report, the company told the state the risk from the cancer-causing chemical is much lower after the wastewater diluted in the soil. Local health officials still have not yet tested the private water wells nearby.
It was another record-setting day for COVID cases in Illinois. There are over 12,600 new infections in the past 24 hours, and that makes over 523,800 infections since the pandemic began. And the state's 7-day positivity rate is now over 12%. Another 145 people have died in Illinois. It's the highest single-day death toll since May. Some of those people were in Coles, Ford, Macon, Macoupin, and Vermilion counties, and that makes more than 10,400 people who have lost their lives to a COVID-related death. Now, one area county is disconnecting its COVID-19 hotline. People in Douglas County will have to call the health department's main number with concerns. Health officials Wednesday did not say why they are cutting the cord. The county has marked more than 1,000 confirmed cases of the virus. As of yesterday, officials reported a test positivity rate of more than 13%. And Governor Pritzker, Senator Tammy Duckworth, and state health officials held a ribbon cutting at the new Chicago Veterans Home. The long-awaited launch of the facility is scheduled for February, and that's when veterans can start moving in. Several residents living in one of the state's other 4 veterans homes have already said they'd like to move in to be closer to relatives. All right, some technical difficulties with the SOT there.
200 veterans will eventually live at that facility, though, including some with special needs. They'll start accepting applications next month. It will remain closed to the public while precautions are in place in long-term care facilities. The state also plans to spend $230 million to completely rebuild the Quincy Veterans Home. Rotary members in Champaign-Urbana did not let the pandemic stop them from honoring veterans. They organized a drive-by Veterans Day event at Hessel Park in Champaign. They would normally host a meal with about 250 people. They knew they'd have to do something outside because of safety concerns, so they let veterans drive by for a quick thank you and to grab some snacks. Organizers say it's always important to acknowledge those who have served.
A group of U of I students is encouraging people on campus to donate blood and help save a life, of course. Alpha Phi Omega partnered with the American Red Cross to host a drive today. Organization members asked staff and students passing through the Illini Union building to donate. They say this year's drive is especially important with so many others across central Illinois canceled in recent months. All donations that were collected today will be tested for COVID-19 antibodies If you want to make a donation, and of course you weren't on campus or student, faculty, or staff, WCIA will be hosting our own blood drive in our back parking lot on December 29th.
The bragging rights game will happen this year. You have to hear how they're going to decide where the Illini and Mizzou are going to play.
Also tonight.
It really physically benefits you, emotionally, mentally benefits you.
And it's considered one of the hidden gems here in Illinois, why Allerton Park needs your help to keep this local landmark growing.
Kevin, it's been so long, but I pulled out my heavier jacket, put on my boots today.
Got the boots.
It's cold again.
Cold again, and it's going to remain cool. I don't say cold because last year it was 12, and tomorrow it was 1. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. So, yeah, big difference there. Let's get your recap of today. It only hit 47, but it felt a lot warmer with the sun being out there. We're going to come back and talk about the temperatures that will be around this week, some cool nights ahead, and what part of the weekend could see some rain next.